We got more work to do on the Accord. Let's get to it. Now it's time to clean up this interior. It's got a lot of crap and grime and dirt and you name it, just trash everywhere. Definitely got to clean it all up. There's a lot of dust from me sanding everything, so now it's just a matter of trying to get it cleaned up. I think I'll pull the two front seats out just to make it a little easier. Just pop them out if they're not too much trouble. Usually they aren't, but that one's a power seat. That might give me more issues, but we'll pull them out and see what we can do. Hey, anybody need a pair of sandals? Always amazing what you find under seats when you pull them out. See what we got here. Of course, we got some sandals. What the heck is this? Shin guard? And a bunch of other trash. I can't believe usually you can find at least one French fry under a seat. I can't believe that. No French fries. And needless to say, this thing hasn't been cleaned out in a while, so now's the time. Well, it's all vacuumed out. Just vacuuming it makes it look 100 times better. It still looks horrible and dirty, but at least it just feels a lot cleaner and looks better so far. I don't know if this stuff is going to come out. A lot of it is just embedded into the carpet, but we'll see what happens. A little bit of a spill there. There's just so much crap just ground in there. I could probably vacuum for 3 hours and still pull stuff up, but that's good enough for now. Now I'm just going to take some soapy water. That's all that's in here. I believe it's dishwashing soap and some water. Take a rag. I'm going to spray down and wipe off all the plastic and vinyl everywhere in the car. So everywhere there's vinyl and plastic, I'm going to clean it all up, see if I can get as much dirt and crap off of there as I can, make it look a little better and be a little bit cleaner. You wouldn't believe how much junk that you can clean up. Just a little bit of soapy water. All this stuff, a lot of this will clean right up with soapy water. And now that it's dry, you can see it looks a lot better. It's not perfect, but it looks a lot better. Almost looks new now. Of course, we don't want to forget these seats either. The vinyl and the plastic on the sides, that always gets dirty. Now taking a look at our trim, it's all cleaned up. Looking a lot better. All the soda and grime and filth that was on there is all gone. Definitely better than it was. Alright, now we'll see what we can do about this carpet. Typically, I like to use this Scotch Guard foaming cleaner for stains in carpet and upholstered seats or headliners, sun visors, things like that. This works really well getting stains out without doing any damage to the actual fabric. This carpet, who knows what we're going to be able to get out, but we'll give it a shot. That other side I just showed was the passenger side. Here's the driver's side. That's a before, so we'll check it out after. Now we'll just use the old rug doctor. We'll use that attachment right there. See how much of that stuff we can get up out of the carpet. Yuck. This is what I pulled out of the car. Well, let's take a look at it. It's not absolutely perfect, but it's sure a lot more sanitary than it was before. I would have hated to be in here breathing all that stuff that was in there. And for a look at the driver's side, it's still wet, so it looks a little dark there. Not too bad. I did end up switching to this instead of that other brush. Worked better, especially getting in the corners. Definitely looks better than it was. I seem to be saying that a lot on these videos, so take a drink every time I say better than it was. And for the leather, I had this stuff laying around, so I'll just use this stuff to clean it up and protect it as best I can. The seat's actually cleaned up fairly well. It's just too bad that it's got those huge cracks in there. There's a shot of the back seats after I cleaned them up. Well, the interior's all clean. Just a matter of letting it dry. And then once the carpet's all dry, I'll put the seats back in. To address the seats, I bought some gray seat covers for the bottom there. I only went with the bottom because the ones that I saw that covered the whole thing, I just didn't like them. They were too cheap and it looked like they just would slide around and not work well. And the seat backs on these are not too bad. That one does have a little bit of a tear on the driver's side from people getting in and out, but otherwise they're not too bad. And the ones that I saw that covered the whole seat, they didn't have much cushion on the bottom. I have the other one right here because I haven't installed it yet, but I don't know if you can tell, but that is pretty thick. That's a pretty thick cushion there. And what I wanted to do is make it so you couldn't feel that crack when you sit, because otherwise when you sit down you're really going to feel that. And so by having this cushion like that, I'm hoping that'll correct it. Now the video doesn't do it any justice. This gray is actually pretty close, but because of the contrast it doesn't look like it. But yeah, just pressing down right there, I can't feel that crack anymore. So hopefully these will work out. And they install pretty easy. They just have some clips on the front here and then some other clips that kind of slide through the back and hold in place. But these clips on the front, I just put them inside the metal bracket right there, and so they'll stay out of the way. Even with on this driver's side, it's electric, so it moves back and forth electrically. It won't even get in the way of that, so that's perfect. I was worried that it would get caught up in here, but it looks good. And those seat covers just clip in the back just like that. They just kind of slide through and stay in place. You can't even see them. See, I have to kind of go way down there, so I don't even think you'll be able to see them from the back seat. I do like that it has these style lines right here, so they kind of follow the contours of the original seat. So once this kind of just settles down into place, it should be good. And it's got like a grippy material on the bottom, so it shouldn't slide around either. Carpet's nice and dry now, so let's check it out. When I look at it in person, it looks great. When I look at it through the viewfinder on the camera, it picks up little tiny things like right there, the remnants of a stain, and then it looks kind of dark over here, but that's just shadowing because it doesn't look like that in person. Same with up here, it looks a little dark on the camera, but in person it looks really good. So I'm happy with it. Carpet looks clean and way better than it was. And if you look close, it almost looks like 1997 in there. Always a good idea to get these bolts started by hand. Always seems to be one of these bolts in each seat that doesn't want to line up perfectly, and if you're not careful you'll cross thread it. Well, let's check how it works. I like it. Feels comfortable. I can't feel where the leather is split down in there. I like it. Got some new floor mats for this car. We'll put these in, see how they look. Got all 4 floor mats. Got them in black because the grays I don't think would have matched. Just get them down in place, see how they fit. think it goes this way. Fits in there pretty good. Now this Accord did not come with attachment points for the floor mat for the driver's side. But these aftermarket floor mats, they come with these clips and you just attach them to the carpet and they hold it securely in place. I popped them all in there and they're secure. They're not going to go anywhere. At least they shouldn't. That looks pretty good, and it'll certainly be a lot safer with those attachment points anchoring it down. Well, that about does it for the interior. I'm not going to say it looks brand new, but certainly is an improvement, and it's much cleaner, more sanitary. And at least these seat cushions are pretty comfortable. Now this is where the fold was, where they were in the packaging, so that just needs to kind of settle down a little bit, and it should. But at least sitting on it, they don't move around and they're pretty comfortable. So at least in that aspect, we made a big improvement right there. Well, that's it for today. If you're enjoying the series, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.